Hey gang, it's your Jam Drakeen here, talking about the Madness domain today. This is a picture from my soon-to-be released campaign, Waterdeep Dungeon of the Mad Mage, in which I want to explore madness a great deal. I wanted the followers of madness and entities of madness and insanity to kind of have a different feel to them, you know, kind of like the Joker in a way. But we're talking about entities like Demogorgon, Fraz-Urblu, Ganondorf, Loki, Cyric, entities like that. Uh, and, you know, they deal with raw insanity, divine deception, twisting the truth itself, destabilizing the world, that kind of stuff. Their spells distort perception, warp memory, and override reason. So I wanted their cult leaders to feel like that. I'm a big believer in, if you follow one entity, you shouldn't have the same spell list as, somebody who follows Osiris, right? I feel like everybody who follows a different entity for a reason should have a different feel to their, when you see them show up in combat on the street, their followers, etc., etc. Kind of like specialty priests, if you remember those from second edition. But let's move on. So this is their spell list. Pretty good list here, right? Dissonant whispers, these voices in your head, totally fits in. Tasha's hideous laughter, of course. Uh, Totally makes sense for Madness domain, right? Phantasmal Force, again, another one. Tasha's Mind Whip, another kind of mind manipulating spell. Enemies Abound, same thing. Fear, Confusion, Phantasmal Killer, all mess with your head. And of course, the Master, Modify Memory, and we've seen that on use in Critical Role, right? And also Synaptic Static is a good one as well. So these are all really strong kind of mind manipulating spells. But let's move on. So let's look at the abilities. At third level, you get Unsettling Magnetism, which is kind of reminds me of the Joker, right? He kind of had an unsettling magnetism about him. And you have advantage on saving throws against being charmed and frightened, right? And then addition, I can't think the Joker was he was never afraid of anything. In addition, choose one of the following skills: deception, insight, intimidation, or performance. You gain proficiency in that skill. If you already have it, you gain expertise. So that's unsettling magnetism. Whispering madness. This is, uh, you learned the mind sliver and vicious mockery cantrips, and you can read and speak deep speech, which is, definitely the language of people that mess with people's minds from the Underdark primarily. And then at Channel Divinity, you get Psychic Overload. This is basically you choose a point within 60 feet. Each creature of your choice within 20 feet has to make a saving throw or they take psychic damage. And they are incapacitated at the end of their next turn. So that's quite an effect, right? Creatures that are immune to being charmed are not immune to this damage, but they are immune to the incapacitated condition. So it doesn't really affect people who are immune to being charmed. So that's an important note. Next, Cunning Mind at sixth level. You get resistance to psychic damage, right? And it's kind of a version of Slippery Mind here. You can add your wisdom modifier to intelligence checks and saving throws, right? It kind of reminds me, Cunning Mind kind of reminds me a little bit of Slippery Mind, right? And then, of course, Psychic Venom is similar to, like, strikes at this level. On each of your turns, when you hit a creature with a weapon attack, you can deal an extra 1d8 psychic damage at 13th level. 2d8, but there's one caveat here at the end. In addition, if the target fails a wisdom saving throw, it cannot take reaction to the start of your next turn. That might be almost too strong, but we'll see how it plays out. I might have to retweak this. And last, of course, I save for the last for the end. This last one is devastating. So, Sire of Insanity. Um, You become a living avatar of madness. As an action, you can activate this for 10 minutes. While it's activated, you are immune to being charmed in frightened conditions. Okay, that's nice. You can fly. Kind of, I mean, why would you be able to fly? Fly and hover. Kind of, it reminds me of Baron Harkonnen from the first Dune movie, kind of floating around, cackling. But anyway, each time you deal psychic damage to a creature, it must make a Wisdom saving throw or be afflicted with short-term madness as per the Dungeon Master's Guide until the end of its next turn. That is devastating. If you have read, and I included the madness table so we could get a feel for what this would be like. You got paralyzation here. The person is incapacitated spends the time screaming, laughing, or weeping. Frightened condition here, babbling, can't cast spells. So it's random. Some of these are you can work through, some of them not so much, right? You could probably work through here. Overpowering urge to eat something strange, such as dirt. Okay, you could probably do that and still do your turn, I guess. But you got stunned on here. You got unconscious in here. This is some devastatingly debilitating stuff at 17th level, but it is 17th level, so I guess it should be, right? Um, but anyway, that is the Madness Domain. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please like the video. Helps me continue to do this. If you've been watching my content a while, I got beef with you if you have not subscribed yet. But anyway, my name is Drakeen. These are my games. I hope to see you at the gaming table. Take care.